Hello, my name is Rachel Vaughan. I just wanted to do a quick video on sleep paralysis. I've been contacted by multiple people recently saying that they are suffering from this condition. It's very debilitating and very frightening. So, just to give a bit of an idea of what sleep paralysis is, it's the inability to move or speak during the awakening process. A lot of people describe feeling like a weight on the chest, that they find it difficult to breathe. They can also be highly conscious of uh, otherworldly entities, attachments, that sort of thing around them as they're waking up. So, sorry to quote Wikipedia, but they've actually got a pretty good paragraph in here, so I'll just read it. In this scenario, there are imagined sounds, such as humming, hissing, static, zapping, buzzing noises, other sounds such as voices, whispers, and roars. They may feel pressure on their chest and intense pain in their head. It's usually accompanied by intense emotions of fear and panic. There can be a sense of being dragged out of bed or flying, numbness, electric tingles, vibrations, that sort of thing. That it may include hallucinations, such as an intruding presence or dark figure in the room. These are commonly known as sleep paralysis demons. So that's from Wikipedia. So I know it's not a great quote source, but that's an across the board experience for people who are going through this horrible experience. So when you've got that many people reporting it, that it's that well known that people think it's a demon, it could very well be a demon. So let's just look at that, shall we? So if you've got another worldly entity that's attacking you, and we are more vulnerable when we're sleeping, what they do is they try to create fear. And so they will distress you in whatever way possible. So that might cause some contraction in the chest so that you can't breathe. They may be able to interface in some way, from the sounds of what I've had described to me and what I've been reading, that the body is incapable of moving during these events. I don't want to frighten people with this. I just think that, if we can talk about these things and then look at the solutions, we will have an armory of abilities to fight against it. So there's a particular painting that I think people might want to look up to get a bit of an understanding. This is a very old painting. It's called The Nightmare by Swiss artist Henry Fuseli. So, and I've been aware of that for a very long time. And that's when I've actually found the Wikipedia article, because I looked up the painting, and that was there with the painting. So if you want to prevent these things from happening, if we look at it from the point of view, take away, what psychology would like to talk about it as, given most people consider that there is some sort of, sleep paralysis demon attacking them, let's just look at it from that point of view. So if this should happen to you, I liken this to when I have hiccups. And so it's very interesting when you have hiccups, if you actually watch your abdomen and have an interest in looking at the way your abdomen jumps up and down when you have a hiccup, the hiccups will stop. It's really funny. So try that. In the same way, if you are going through one of these experiences, try very hard to be an observer in the situation and try to take control instead of being in fear of whatever this entity is trying to do to you. And I know this is a very scary experience, but instead of giving into the fear, which is what the entity wants, when we experience negative emotions, fear, grief, distress, depression, it can break down the outer elements of the aura, which keeps us protected from these sorts of entities being able to steal our energy. So if we can try not to engage in those fear responses, we can have power over the situation. Now, just like with faith healing, when you believe that someone can heal you, you actually allow yourself to be healed. It's not the healer that does the healing. You are actually engaging in the healing process and allowing the healing to occur. So nobody outside of you can heal you. You must heal yourself through your own belief that you can heal yourself. Okay, this is how it works. Same thing, if you're being attacked by something, instead of engaging in the fear that this entity wants you to have so it can steal your energy, you want to try and disengage from the fear response and observe. One thing that I think would be very, very helpful in this situation is to imagine a gold light coming out from the heart chakra that envelops your whole body. and pushes that entity away so that it can't get at you. And observe that entity in your mind's eye, or whether or not you can physically see it. With your intent, imagine it turning to gold dust. Now, this is an exercise in convincing yourself that you have the power in the situation, and you do. As souls, we have infinite power. It's only when we get mind controlled and brainwashed into believing that these entities outside of us have power over us that we get these horrible fear responses when these things occur. And I can understand why people would be afraid, because it's a pretty intense thing, especially when you've only just woken up and you're sort of discombobulated. So imagine that healing energy coming out. It's a protective golden energy coming out from your heart chakra, enveloping your whole body, filling your entire aura, and shunting off whatever that entity is that's trying to attack you and turning that into gold dust, and see how that works for you. Our greatest protective modality is our intent and belief that we can heal ourselves. Once you can take that on, you're pretty much impervious to attack. Another great modality is sound frequency. So you can use 432 hertz music. You can look it up. There's lots of that sort of thing on the internet. Just play something that actually resonates with you. If you listen to it and it doesn't make you feel good, it's probably not that frequency. Choose something that actually makes you feel good, that makes you feel peaceful and joyful. And if you are someone who has these sleep paralysis attacks on a regular basis, have that music playing very gently in the background. There are some that you can find that go for like 24-hour periods like these. This music just goes on and on and on for long, long periods. I would be careful what you choose to listen to, though, because you might have subliminal messages in there. So you want to choose something that you've listened to, that's recommended to you, or that you've listened to long enough to recognize that there's not some weird subliminal message that comes in, when you're fast asleep. So do your due diligence to make sure that you're choosing something that's going to be protective, and have that play in the background. These frequencies, 432 hertz, 528 hertz, are anathema to dark entities. They can't bear it. It drives them crazy. So try that also. That can really help. Having an animal in the room sleeping with you can also be very protective. A dog or a cat, that can actually help as well. They'll make sure that you're kept safe. If they're a spirit animal that's there for you to protect you in your lifetime, then they will make sure that you're safe. Obviously, there's issues around whether or not you let that animal on the bed, because if you sleep with your dog, the dog thinks it owns you. Rah rah rah. I'm not going against those sorts of teachings, but in the room with you, it is protective to have an animal there. Okay, so that's just a couple of very basic techniques just to help those who might be going through this. Given I'm hearing about it so much at the moment, it does make me wonder, with these shifts that we're going through, incredible energies that we're experiencing at the moment, in my opinion, the dark is having a tantrum on its way out. We are definitely winning this energetic war. So when you have those sorts of frustrations with these entities, they will act out. Good kick in the guts on the way out. So I don't think that we're going to have these attacks going on for too much longer. But while this is going on, use these techniques, see if they work for you. They work for most people, and hopefully that will help. Okay, take care, everyone.